My name is Leslie Chikudo from Chronicle. I'm doing a story. You told me that you are survivors of breast cancer, both of you, and you met Miss Beauty in 1992 when you employed her as your house help. So, do you mind if you can share your story, Miss Mariwa?
Okay. I'm Raviro Mariwa. Yes, I'm aged 58. I met Beauty as my house helper in 1992, and I'm a mother of 4, so she mothered all the babies. And then in 2022, I was then told I had a problem with my breast. Then I was told that it's actually cancer stage 0. So I went through all the tests, mammograms, biopsy, blood tests, scans, so many tests. So I was then told, I was given the option. In fact, what they do is they tell you, they ask you, they tell you to choose what you want. Do you want to remove it? Do you want to just remove part of it? Or you just want to leave it as is, because it was stage 0. So I then opted for what they call lumpectomy. I hope I'm getting it correct. So they open it and they remove the stained part only. The problem was in the milk duct, so they removed it. And then after 4 weeks, I had to go back to redo it again, because I think there was a bit of a residue of the stage 0, and then it was removed. And then afterwards, I opted not to go for chemo, but I'm actually going to do it very soon, because I just feel my process is still incomplete.
So can I ask, what was the reason for you to refuse the chemo?
I just Googled. I just Googled on Google, and it was like, you can do the chemo, or you can do without the chemo, because it was stage 0. But then currently I'm having second thoughts that I just need to go back and just do the whole thing.
Okay. On our last interview, you said your husband died in 2020
yes.
due to cancer again.
Yes.
Can you shed light on that?
He had not been well for not being. I wouldn't say he wasn't well, but he had a nagging backache for almost 10 years, and he would just say, my back is sore, and he would use heat rub. And after about 10 years, it got a bit worse, where he lost mobility. We had just gone for a holiday in Vic Falls, and when we got there, he couldn't get out of the car, and I had to literally moving. And then afterwards, it was like he's well. But we just thought, let's go for more tests. And then that's when he was told that he had a condition known as multiple myeloma, which is a type of cancer that feeds, I hope I'm getting it correct, but it's like in the spinal, it feeds on the spinal fluid.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was in 2018, and then he had to go for chemo, he had to go for radiotherapy at Pareniatwa. He had so many sessions of those, and then we were managing, the doctors were managing it quite well. He had to go for chemo every 3 weeks, and then he takes that 1 week break. He was put on the high-end chemo, and it was very, very, very expensive. We got to a point where my mom sold a house somewhere to help us with the monthly, every 3 week purchases of the chemo drugs. So when we couldn't afford anymore, he then defaulted, is the word? Yeah, so because he couldn't get the drugs, he then just got very ill. At the same time, that was in he passed on in 2020, but in 2019, I had to split my resources as well, because she then got ill. And then she was told with breast cancer stage 3. So she was down, and my husband was down. So she was in the other room, and he was in the other room.
And you have to take care of them.
Exactly.
Okay.
So in in the long run, well, he went back to work. He worked for one of the big organizations, the power utility. So after about, I don't know how many months of chemo, it was a long time, a long period. We then decided to, he was at work. I then went to Iran and I picked him up and I brought him this side. And he continued the chemo, but eventually just couldn't make it. He passed on it Matter Day in September in 2020.
Okay, thank you very much. Go.
My name is Banda. Ndakagara panapa for 30 years ndichigara namai. Ndakatanga kuona kuti zamu rangu rachinja, then ndikabva ndavaudza kuti handisunzva zvakanaka, zamu rangu rachinja. Then vabva vandiudza kuti chienda kuUPH uno kune women's clinic iyai, ndokuenda ikokweyo ndabva ndanzi ndiite matest. Pekutanga zvakaoma vaisiva kuti vanehurere because nguva vairwara chaizvo ndikafunga achazvikwanisa here kuti neniwo futi, but vakandibatsira. Pandakachema vakandiudza kuti tonfari ndichamira newe, handimbokusiyi, and vakamira neni vakandibatsira. Zvese zvaidiwa matest zvese kuti vakandibatsira, mishonga yese kuenda kuhospital ndivo. Even sisi vangu vakati vauye pano, sisi vangu vakagara pano vachibatsira nokuti vaiva neurwere hwakawanda. Kusvika zvese zvikanzi kimo, ndikaenda kukimo vachibhadhara vachinditira zvese. Handingamboti ndakashaiwa muzvikoro kana kuti ndakaita stress, because ndaiziva kuti vari kundibatsira, vakamira neni chaizvo. Kusvika ezvonezvo ndikapedza kimo, ezvonezvo ndipa matamoxfen. Futi tawana help ndo vachindibatsira kutenga, vachinditengera mapiritsi iwawo ematamoxfen. Kusvika tazwana help kumpilo.
Dr. Chinozo ndakataura nawo pafoni akati hai ngauye nebhuku tivape tamoxfen yacho kumpilo. Yes, wakati iripo vamweni tinenge chibva kupi, but inobatsira vanenge varemerwa. Yes, so ndopatakazowana help. Ini zvangu am not on tamoxfen. Yes, nokuti ndanichingota zvekuti ndodya zvinhu zvakanaka. Sadza rangu nembora, sadza rangu okay.
Vakamira neni vakandibatsira kuti chero zvino zvikusimba nekuti kensa zvinozvosafunga. Ndakabva ndarega kufunga because ndakaona support inobva kwavari kuti zvese chero chii, chero ezvinezvi ndikaita problem zviri easy kuti ndiende kwavari, nokuti ndinoziva kuti vanondinzwisisa and vanondibatsira nemwoyo wavo wese, hapana chandinoshayiwa.
Ende munoziva story yedu inotinakidza tiri vaviri zvedu kuti munoziva inshona with that saying kuti chirere chikokurerawo. I don't know kuti in English what inonzi how to translate it. Zvakazoitika ndezvekuti when my husband passed on, mari dzababa hasina kunyatsobuda zviri correct in terms of my pension. So takazoita kakuremerwa kuti pane condition yake tichiri kuimaintain, tichiri kuimanage apa. At the same time ndine vana vakaenda kuchikoro, zvinhu hazvichabatani. Handiti asi inini manje ndazonziwo ndozviripo. I was down for some time, and unochingofunga uchimbochema uchiti ko Mwari sure my husband cancer, ndakafamba road naye imabhanda ndandingori naye, then nhasi futi neniwo ndatopinda futi ko zviri kumbofamba sei. Haudi kutongesa Mwari, but I got to that point. Munoziva pakamboita a couple of months where even kuti chiti mishonga yedu ibalance, it was very difficult. Anga kuti amapiece job pano ndine matenants ari kubheka uko, saka vana vacho vati toda kuti walond watch kapuwa $10 wobuda unotenga something because ndandiri down, unotenga food for us kuti tiwane dinner, tise dinner on the table. So she's been there for me. She's been there for me. I really appreciate her. I really appreciate it. Kwandiri, she's not a maid. She's not my house helper. Kwandiri, she's family. Because our relationship did not just come because of the illness. It has always been like that ever since she came to us. Because wherever we would go holidays, we would never leave her behind. We would always go with her. Not because she's going to work, not even. She's just going to have a nice time. She's going to enjoy herself. My husband was in Botswana for 10 years. Every school holiday would take her along with us. And she would go places, you know, she would have a nice time.
So
when she got ill, I couldn't just say, you know what, I think your time with us is up, we have to go. I could not do that. So that's why today we're still together. Yes.
Thank you.
So, to people who are also affected, who are also battling cancer?
Yes, what I can say to them is, it's not an easy, how can I say? It's not an easy disease to manage. It needs a lot of finances. But that being said, I wouldn't encourage, I've seen a lot of people that when they are told that they've got cancer, instead of going to the hospitals, they concentrate on the herbs. Herbs are good, but balance it. But herbs on the side, but at the same time go to hospital. We've been to hospital. Both of us, we've been to hospitals. But at the same time, we have different types of herbs, but we don't really go much into those herbs. When I say herbs, we talk of, you know, there's somebody here. Moyo, unonzi mukuru muti wemu baobab chithing chiri kwamazuva ano chimuyo mvere. Yes. So mumvere tinowana powder, pane vanotipa powder, so we just put that powder in porridge, and that's basically what we use. We don't go deep into those capsules and whatever. But we try to, you know, best is we look after ourselves using the correct or taking the correct diet.
Vatende Mwari. Zvese vazvose kuna Mwari because kana kusina Mwari hapana chinofamba. And then vakabatwa kuzi akanzwa kuti haasi kunzwa zvakanaka munhu ngaende kuhospitari. Asanyanye kuenda kunganga kumapostori. Enda kuhospitari, hospitari inobatsira. Usazoenda kualeti nokuti ukatononoka kuenda azvozobatsiriki. Handisi kuti vasaende havo kwavanenge vachida, but inini kuona kwangu ndanchiti ndinoprefer hospital. Ndiyo ndiri kuona iri nani.
Kuti ndosaka wakasimba so.
Ndosaka ndakasimba. Munhu anondiona nchifamba angambozivi kuti
pane wana
kuti ndakavhizwa zano handina zano.
Ende tikutotsvagawo anoti zvowanikwa kupi zviye zvinonzi zvimadhami izvi totozvitsvagawo because inini rangu iri yafu, but tinongoita zvatinoitawo kuti zvingoluka normal.
Nokuti vamwe chero uchivaudza vanongoti vari kunyika because vanenge vachiona kuti